Here's one more example of solving a linear equation with several occurrence of variables, problem type 2. Okay, so let's go through this one a little quicker. So remember, we're looking at, it's an equation and with fractions, so I want to multiply by the common denominator. So I'm going to look at the 2 and the 5. Again, you can take the bigger one, 5, 10, and I can see right away 10 I can divide by both 2 and 5. A lot of you, like I said, recognize that already. You've been doing that for a while. Oops. Let me get rid of that. Got to move that over there. Okay. We're going to multiply both sides by 10. We're going to distribute the 10 into both terms on each side of our equation here. Okay, so that we're going to get 10 times a negative 5x, it's going to be times, okay, plus 10 over 1 times 6/5 equals 10 over 1 times, I'm going to pull that negative up to the numerator, the top part of the fraction, and I'm going to say minus 10 over 1 times 7 over 2. Okay. If you want, you can change this to plus and negative as well. That can be helpful sometimes. Let's go ahead and simplify what we have here. The 10 and the 5 can simplify down to a 1 and a 2. And this 10 and the 2, I can divide these both by 2. That gives me 1 and a 5. And the 10 and the 2 again, a 1 and a 5. So let's go ahead and multiply this through. And we're going to get 10 times the negative 5x, that's a negative 50x, plus 2 times 6 is 12, equals 5 times the negative 5 is a negative 25 plus, times the x, so negative 25x, and then minus 5 times 7, so minus 35. Okay, and now we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to want to get x's over to the left and my whole numbers over to the right, or my numbers without x's to the right. So you can do that in 1 or 2 steps if you'd like. We know we want to move the x over to the left, so I'm going to add 25x to both sides. And if you want, you can do this at the same time. I want to move the 12 over to the right, so I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. And then let's just simplify both sides of the equation. Negative 50x plus 25x. So negative 50 plus 25. Remember, when you're adding a negative and a positive, we take the difference of the two. 50 minus 25 would be 25. But 50 is the bigger number, and it's negative, so my answer is a negative 25x. Equals, right, these cancel out over here, they cancel out over here, and this gives me, you want to think of this as a negative 35 plus a negative 12. Okay, so if it helps you to change your subtraction to addition and change the sign of the number on the right, zip, zip, do the same thing here, zip, zip. You can see you're adding two negatives together. So when you're adding two negatives together, just add those numbers together and they're going to give you a negative. It's like having two debts. I owe my mom and I owe my dad. So if I'm combining that debt, I owe them the combination of those things, right? So that's a negative 47. Now you're going to divide both sides by a negative 25. And you get x equals, a negative divided by negative is a positive, so we get 47 over 25.